Here we are again, and now it is task 7, and that's a part of the phenomenology and causal and maintaining variables, and it's natural to have it after task 2. And this part we will have the same procedure as last time. So we just make a short introduction, and then we go over to the PowerPoint presentation. Now we have to remember that the OASES was developed by Yaruss after the ICIDH principles. But anyhow, it's very useful in terms of ICF. The ICF comprises all aspects of the disorder divided into 2 major components. First, impairment of body function. For people who stutter, the impairment in body function is a difficulty they have producing fluent speech. Activities and participation. For people who stutter, activity limitation concerns most of all aspects of those activities related to communication, such as starting, maintaining, or ending conversations and discussions, interacting with one or several persons, and speaking. Restrictions in participation can be related to reductions in overall quality of life, such as problems obtaining or maintaining employment, interacting with others in social settings, and fulfilling their life goals. In section 2, your reactions to stuttering, following components are addressed. Affective reactions such as shame, embarrassment, and guilt. Behavior reactions such as tension, struggle, and avoidance, and cognitive reactions such as beliefs about speaking and stuttering. In section 3, communication in daily situations, following components are addressed. Environmental contextual factors and activity limitations such as at work, in social settings, or at home. In section 4, the quality of life aspects are addressed, such as environmental contextual factors and participation restrictions. These sections include ratings of the speaker's satisfaction with his or her ability to communicate in key situations and with important individuals, and the degree to which stuttering interferes with the speaker's relationships with others and his or her ability to participate in life. And that's from the Manual of OASES, Overall Assessment of the Speaker's Experience of Stuttering. And now to the case report, and it's from a young girl I met in my clinic, Anna Clara, 18 years. And it was the assessment with OASES pre-treatment, and that was in September the 14th, 2009. A trial version in Swedish of OASES was available at the time. Her answers marked in the form of the final Swedish version later on for counting her scores. The ICF, Anna Clara's own experiences of stuttering, intervention or not. The OASES is tested on Anna Clara, a young girl just 18 years, by the limits of recommendations in the manual. To adjust the items for her age and life situation, the items concerning performance and limitations in work situations are transferred to questions related to school situations and performance. The other parts that do not correspond to her life situations are not replied. However, only one item was not of her concern. In all, the data collection is entirely based on Anna-Clara's own responses to each item. However, at the time before intervention, the OASES in full version was not yet available in Swedish. However, a temporary version from Sahlgrenska Academy, University of Göteborg was used. As soon as the Swedish Pearson version was available, the scores were transferred to the new form item by item for evaluating and counting scores. Anna-Clara's results. Oh, I forgot to say Anna-Clara, her name is something else. In this section, the impact scores together with the item that is replied with the highest scores are indicated for each section. And the items are translated from Swedish back to English. These answers, together with her comments to the results, will be the fundamental components for mutual decision about needs for intervention or not. This analysis resulted in no intervention needed other than information and advices. Section 1, General Information. Here she gets the impact score of 1.6, mild to moderate. And the items answered with 4 is: how much knowledge do you have regarding factors that affect stuttering? And that was the highest score. Section 2, your reaction to your stutter. And here she's got the impact score of 2.13, mild to moderate impact of stuttering. And the following items were answered with 4, and that's the highest score. How often do you feel physical bodily tension when you stutter? How often are you using other words or sections to your stutter? And here she got the impact score 2.13, that corresponds to mild to moderate impact score. Her items answered with 4, and that was the highest scores that she answered. How often do you feel physical bodily tension when you stutter? How often are you using the words or starters or change your way of speaking to be more fluent? This does not refer to speech techniques learned in treatment. 44. In what extent do you agree or disagree to the following statements? I do not want other people to know that I stutter. And 45. In what extent do you agree or disagree to the following statements? When I stutter, there is nothing I can do about it. Now to section 3. Communication in daily situations. And here Anna-Clara gets the impact score of 2.58, and that corresponds to moderate impact scores. And here she has some items answered with 5. 62. How difficult is it for you to communicate in following situations at school, make oral presentations, or to speak in front of other people at school? And that she finds extremely difficult. And the items answered with 4, and here are some examples. 52. How difficult is it for you to communicate in following daily situations, talking during time pressure? And item 55. How difficult is it for you to communicate in following daily situations, talking with people you know well, for example, friends? And now to the second section 4, quality of life, where she gets the impact score of 1.88. And here are the items answered with 3, and that were her highest scores. Examples. How much do other people's reactions to your stutter interfere negatively upon your life quality? 85. In what extent do your stutter inhibits your relations with other people in general? Item 88. How much does your stutter make hindrance for your capability to manage your work? And 89. How much does your stutter inhibit your feelings of well-being with your work? And that is your schoolwork. And now to the ICF analysis of Anna-Klara. First, you see in the middle here, you have the she has got the body functions, very mild stuttering, and some tension while stuttering. And that, if we start here, she produces a sense of self-esteem with almost no cognitive reactions. She knows quite a lot about stuttering and what happens to her while stutter. She would like more information about self-help groups with people who stutter. And then inhibit activities and participation. Here she got some problems, difficulties with oral presentations in front of the class, but it does not too much interferes with her communication in daily situations and quality of life, because she feels that she's got understanding teachers. And here, body functions, inhibit activities, behavioral reactions. She's got some tension, struggle and avoidance that in most cases can be mastered by herself. And then activities and participation. She's got quite a few effective reactions. She had a pleasant life with family and friends, and no feelings of hopelessness, shame, loneliness or depression. And here what we can say is that Anna-Klara, in fact, she was a previous client of mine many years ago, and she just wanted to have some advices. So the results became that she went to the self-help groups, and she feels happy about that, and she has got some advices that helps her along. Thank you for listening.